Oh, okay, let's put you right there. Yeah? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all how I make birria tacos. I know that y'all have seen all the posts where everyone's sharing their birria quesadillas, their birria sopitas, and all that kind of good stuff. I guess maruchan, birria maruchan. But anyways, so a few months ago I was obsessed with looking at everybody's videos and I couldn't find a recipe that I felt would be good until I came across Vanessa Snyder posting a video where she had made her own birria. So I asked her if she minded sharing her recipe with me, and she directed me to Views on the Road. Her recipe is amazing. I did tweak it here and there to make it my own. So if you stay along with this video, you'll see how I do it, and let me know if you try it because I absolutely love it. Are you gonna help me cook?
I want to be in the video.
Oh, you wanna be in the video, but are you gonna help me cook? Yeah? Are we gonna make tacos?
Yeah, with you.
Can you tell them you're gonna make tacos?
Yeah.
The camera, can you tell the camera what you're gonna do?
Okay, let's do it one more time.
Okay, you start.
A lot of time.
Okay, you start.
Hi,
How about you just tell them, stay tuned to see how my mama makes tacos.
Stay tuned for how to my mom to tacos.
That was so adorable. Okay, and as y'all can tell, I have two little assistants with me today. Their dad's at work today, sister's feeling a little under the weather, and my parents aren't available, so we'll see how this goes. Are you gonna help me, Avery?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so to start off, I'm gonna put water in this container right here. The recipe calls for about 20 cups of water. I normally just add water to where the top of the meat and the vegetables are covered fully. Alright you guys, so I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to use to make the birria. We'll start off with this, and later I will be showing y'all how I make the chili oil. So don't go away, don't go anywhere. You want to stay tuned for that. So I'm going to start out with my favorite New Mexico chili pods. I'll use between 10 to 13 of these, just depending on the size of them. I'll then follow it up with some Chile de Árbol. These things were hard to come by, but thanks to a cousin of ours, she let me know when they were back in stock. So the Chile de Árbol, I'm probably going to be using about 7 to maybe 9, just depending on how spicy I want it. I'm going to be using a bag of carrots. I'll use the entire bag. Half of it will go in first, and then later the remainder of it. I'll be using 1 whole onion, 1 whole head of garlic, about 10 bay leaves, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, and I'm also going to dice in 5 tomatoes. So Avery's going to help me prep all this. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part, of course. I am going to use 5 pounds of chuck roast. We got this from a local meat market, but you can get it at any grocery store. So like I was saying, Avery is so eager to help me, so he's going to help me prep all this and get it started for y'all. Ready?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so I'm going to start off by peeling all the carrots and the potatoes, then I'll rinse them off and add them into the dish.
Felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders and closed off. That's what I told you. Soon enough, everything started to change. 'Cause there's no going back. No going back, there's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. Riding on the dizzying heights.
Alright, so we have everything prepped. We have our carrots chopped and peeled, our potatoes chopped and peeled, our chicken bouillon, it's about this much, some salt, our New Mexico chili pods, our bay leaves, our whole head of garlic, I just cut off the top, and our Chile de Árbol, and of course our meat. So let's get it put into the hot water. Put the meat into the water. Be careful it doesn't splash back at you because that water is pretty hot. We're gonna go ahead and put the potatoes in there. If you don't like carrots, still add them in there. You don't have to eat them, but they add tons of flavor to them. We're just gonna add half of these into the mixture. We're gonna go ahead and add our New Mexico chili pods in there. Our Chile de Árbol. Our bay leaves. Our whole garlic, our salt, and our chicken bouillon. We're just gonna give this a quick mix. Just kind of get everything in there. If you feel like you don't have enough water at this point is when you would add some. I feel like I have plenty, so, but if you think that your broth is what's gonna go first, make sure to add some more right now. I think right now we have a good amount. So I'm just gonna cover this. I'm gonna cover this and let it come to a boil, maybe about 15-20 minutes, and we'll come back and check to it. Okay, you guys, so it happens every once in a while. I forgot completely to add the onion, so it's literally just a minute later. Gonna toss that in there. Don't forget your onion. Add a ton of flavor to it. Alright everyone, so if y'all hear any screaming in the background, it's Ayla. She has not wanted to go down for a nap. But anyways, I got all the ingredients together for the chili oil. I did 3 Chile de Árbol, about 5 New Mexico chili pods. I got some black pepper. I did 1/4 tablespoon sugar, 1 cup of canola oil, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin. I'm sorry, it's half a tablespoon. I got some oregano, some more chicken bouillon, and about 5 bay leaves. It just depends on the size. If they're a little small, I do more, but if it's about this size, I definitely do about 5. So let's get that going. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start off by blending the ingredients in a blender. I normally would use a coffee ground, but mine broke and I haven't gotten a new one. So I'm hoping that this Blendtec blender works out for me. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna add about 4 of the New Mexico chili pods, the chicken bouillon, the pepper, the oregano, the garlic, the cloves, and the sugar. I also add in the bay leaves. And then we get to blending. Alright guys, so for the chili oil, we're going to start by heating up the 1 cup of canola oil until it is to a very hot consistency. Alright, so once your oil is hot, you're going to drop in your chiles and let them toast up a little bit in there. Just like that. This can get pretty hot, so be careful. At this point, I would go ahead and turn off the fire. So once your chile gets about this color, I'll go ahead and remove it. I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing. So it's just a little bit browner than when it went in. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Get the little chiles out too. Don't throw them away, you're gonna use them. Okay, so you're gonna put them to the side. Alright guys, so I feel like the flintic did pretty good. Take the lid off. Oh my goodness, if y'all could just smell this, it smells so, so good. So I'm gonna pour this back into a bowl. Make sure I get all of it out because you don't want to waste a bit of it. It's that delicious. So, I mean, this did do the job, but I definitely would recommend a coffee grinder just because it's smaller and you don't waste so much product. It's stuck everywhere, so I'm trying to get it all out. Okay, so once you've done that, you're gonna grab your oil. Let me see if I could lower y'all a little bit. 1 second. Bowl with the chile, and you're gonna put your oil and just mix as quickly as you can. This is gonna get really hot. Just mix, mix, mix. Alright, once you have it all mixed together, you're just gonna set this aside. This is so delicious. I like to eat it with some Lay's potato chips or anything like that. It tastes so good. Alright guys, so whenever I first saw View's video, I saw her putting some on the chips and I was like, what is she doing? But I had to try it, and ever since then, I do it all the time. So delicious. Definitely so good. While the birria is still cooking and everything else is going on, I actually got to put Ayla down for a nap, and he got here, so my sous chef is nowhere to be seen. He disappeared on me. But while they're gone, I'm gonna start preparing everything else I'm gonna be using for the birria. So I use cabbage, which is right here. Let me turn it on. Already washed it. Sorry we got shaky, but cabbage is already washed along with the cilantro. Some cheese. Just gonna go ahead and grate some cheese. I like Colby Jack. If it's not Colby Jack, I prefer Muenster or Muenster. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And just 1 onion. So I'm gonna get all this chopped up and ready to go.
There's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your own life. No living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. I'm standing on the dizzying heights.
Here's what's gonna go inside of the tacos. The cheese, cilantro, cabbage, and onion. Alright guys, so it's about an hour later. We're gonna check on our birria, see how it's doing. Let me turn you around so y'all can see it. So it's looking pretty well. If you feel at this point that your water content has gone down quite a lot, I would go ahead and add water at this point. I honestly feel like for mine, it's doing pretty well, so I'm not gonna go ahead and add any. At this time, I'd also go ahead and taste the flavor of it. Just grab a spoon, taste it. Okay, so I feel like mine needs a little extra salt content. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some chicken bouillon. I'm just gonna sprinkle it up at the top. You can either measure it out or sprinkle it as I'm doing. I don't really measure. Maybe I should, but I don't. So anyways, I'm gonna sprinkle that and then just give it a quick toss with the tongs. Mix everything around so that it settles. Okay. So at this time also, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the chili and putting it into my blender. Try to get them all. So you might have to fish for them a little bit, but that's what is good about this little handle. If you can have somebody that help you lift it up, it'll bring everything up and you'll be able to access everything better. So I'm gonna start off by doing everything, getting all the chile that I see at the very top. I know that there's a few hanging out at the bottom, trying to hide from me, but we'll get them. Smells so good, by the way. So good. I haven't really ate today. I've kind of just been waiting for this. Whenever I'm gonna make this, it's super easy to make, honestly, in my opinion, but it is a process. It does take a long time. So I always feel like I have to make extra so that I can have leftovers, and tomorrow I might try the maruchan with the birria, or maybe even the next day. I don't know. But I do know that I'll have leftovers of this. Okay, so I just kind of felt the meat. It's still quite hard in my opinion, so I'm gonna let this boil for probably another couple of hours. So I'm gonna move y'all so I can show you how I'm gonna get the rest of the chile. Alright guys, as I'm trying to get the rest of the chile, I feel, let's see if I can grab it. Might have to pull it in. Okay, so whenever I started watching View do her birria, she suggested putting the molcajete in there. You can see it. So I just put that in there. She recommends to put that in there because it softens up the meat, keeps the heat and all that. I haven't tried it without it, but she did it and I figured why not, and it works pretty well. And just pour some of your broth into your blender. It's gonna make blending the chile obviously a lot easier. So I'm just gonna do 4 spoonfuls or ladlefuls of this. And let's blend it. Alright guys, so we're just gonna put the blender on and get all this mixed together. Okay, don't be like me and make this mistake. Make sure the lid is on properly, because if not, you make a mess. Okay, so now that this is blended, as you can see, I made quite a mess because I wasn't too sure that the lid was on. So, like I said, don't be me. Make sure your lid is on right. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this into our mixture. So what I'm gonna do now is just pour this straight into the mixture. Grab some more liquid from inside here. Try to get all of it from the blender. Yes, I'm even getting it from the lid. Can't waste any of this chile because it's what makes it, gives it the flavor, the sabor, makes it taste so delicious. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm gonna return the lid to the pot and let it sit for a while, and I'm gonna return to the blender. For that chile that we set aside from the oil, we're gonna throw it in here along with this little bitty one. Go ahead, put your lid on your blender. I'm gonna kind of clean mine up because I made a mess and I don't want the mess to continue. Like I said, I'm a messy cook, guys. I have no idea how I make the mess that I do when I cook. Maybe because I'm just arrebatada like my mom says she is. My dad's always getting on to my mom. She's so arrebatada, which means always in a rush and in a hurry. And I kind of am like that. I'm always getting hurt or making messes because I'm always in such a hurry just to get things done. But it is what it is. Anyways, so I'm gonna add these little chile de árboles in here from the mix. Put my lid on it and just mix it all together. This is gonna be blended together and it's gonna make a kind of like a powder, and I'm just gonna throw it back into the pot. It's gonna give it a little bit more flavor. It's just gonna be that little smoky flavor. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, let's get to it. Pretty much just like this. It's just a little paste. Not a paste, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. But let me turn y'all around again. I feel like I need a second shooter to do this. I don't know. Maybe I can hire Cynthia, my cousin, to come and shoot for me. Cyn, what do you think? You up for it? I don't know. Videos like this, to me, are harder when I'm doing it by myself just because I'm having to move the angles. Right now, I feel like you're a little crooked. But anyways, I'm having to move the angles and do everything and go back and forth, so it makes it a little bit harder. I don't know. I would get Andy and Lexi to do it, but if y'all saw Avery's video, they don't understand that the person behind the scenes does not speak. So they're loud. They're just hilarious like that. It's my family. That's just the way they are. It's funny. Anyways, so I'm gonna add some liquid to this, just like I did to the other one, just so I can get all this out. I'm gonna pour it straight back in there. Okay. At this time, I'm also gonna go ahead and add the rest of the carrots that I have and let them cook. So here's where mine changes from views, I think. I don't recall her adding potatoes to hers. If I'm mistaken, I might be wrong. I don't think she did. But another thing is her cook time. I think cooks it for like 2 hours. And I end up cooking mine for about 3.5 to 4 hours. I never feel like the meat is tender enough after 2 hours, so I end up cooking it for longer. So after I've added the carrots, I'm just gonna let this cook for another hour and check the water on it. And then I'll probably let it cook for another hour after that. So total about 2.5 hours. This is where my recipe changes from views, in my opinion. I don't think she added potatoes into hers. I like the potatoes. And I don't think that she cooks hers as long as I do. I want to say she cooks hers for a total of 2.5 hours. I don't feel like my meat is completely done after that time. I feel like it's still very hard. I don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong. The flavor at the end tastes bomb, really bomb. But I feel like the meat, if I were to take it out at the end of the 2.5 hours, it would just be tough. So I let mine cook for 3.5 to 4 hours total. So it is a process. It does take me a while because of that. But right now, after I've added the carrots and the chile and all that stuff, all I'm gonna do really is just sit around and wait. So I'm gonna clean up the kitchen right now. I don't know if y'all wanna see me do that, but I'm probably gonna take you along for that. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. So that way, whenever I do start frying up the tacos, I don't have as big of a mess. Little tip, as messy as I am as a cook, that's what I do. I clean as I go, because if not, my house will be completely a wreck every single night. Sometimes I make breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and yeah, my kitchen fills it. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna do for right now. I'm gonna just let this simmer for another hour. I'm actually gonna put a timer on for an hour and check the water. If I feel like the water's gone down a little bit, I might add a little bit more at that time. And at that time, I'll also check my salt level. If I feel like it needs them, I may add some more, but I don't think it will. So we'll just see. So let's get to cleaning, guys.
We're over that, I'm feeling it tonight. Riding on the dizzying high. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. I'm standing on the dizzying highs. Standing on the dizzying highs. Everything's so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're coming right together. Standing on dizzying highs. Everything's so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're coming right together. Standing on the dizzying highs.
This is how it works. It's like this, it's like this, it's like this. When someone comes in your life, like a spouse, girlfriend, if you're not married, it's going to affect my vision, it's going to affect my calling, it's going to affect my health. There will be no strife in my life today. Now, so you would go so much further. You can accomplish so much.
All right, guys, so it's been about another hour, and now I'm checking on the beef. Oh, there goes that. I feel like it's still too tough. I like to be able to kind of get it with the tongs, and it just kind of fall apart, and it's not doing that just yet. So I'm gonna let it sit in here for another hour. That'll be my total of 4, and go from there. Hopefully we don't have to go over that. I do feel like the water has gone down quite a bit. So as y'all saw me doing a while ago, I boiled some more water, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in. Okay, so now that I've added the water, I'm gonna go ahead and taste the salt in it. I feel like it needs just a dash more. So I'm gonna go in there and add just a little dash, a little bit more than a dash, I guess. The flavor to me is already tasting amazing. It is a little spicy, but if you know anything about my cooking, I tend to cook spicy. Alright, so it is now 3 hours later. It's been cooking and simmering and just getting ready, and all the smells, it smells delicious. I just ran upstairs a while ago to check on Aves, and as I was coming down the stairs, it smells so good. So I definitely can't wait to taste it. It does taste pretty spicy, like I was telling you a while ago. We eat very spicy. My friends can tell you that. I have a friend that always says, if she's gonna come over and eat and I'm making anything that's spicy, she'll eat beforehand because she can't tolerate it. But anyways, I think it tastes pretty well. If you like spicy, use what I did. If you don't like spicy, cut back on the chiles and actually don't even add the chile de árbol. But personally, I think it's amazing. The flavor is great. Now just to have that meat get tender, fall off the little bone. There's no bone, but just fall off. And we can chop it up and start making our tacos. So let's see how it goes. All right, you guys, so my little sous chef has made it back around to us, and we're gonna make some rice for y'all. Are you gonna help me?
Yeah, Mom.
Hold on.
You get some of this or this or this or this or that.
Okay, guys, so we rinsed off our rice, and now we're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it. Get a spoon. Do not touch nothing, okay?
Mix it up.
Alright, so our oil's a little bit hot, so I'm lowering it down. And we're just gonna go ahead and add our rice. Do you wanna trade me spots and just give me what I need?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Alright, let's switch over, buddy. Okay, so we're gonna mix in our rice for a little bit, get it nice and toasty. Since I had already pre-chopped some rice, we're gonna go ahead and add some of that in there.
The alarm may sound. It's going to be loud.
Alexa, stop. There's so much going on in my house right now. Alexa just went off with the timer. I don't have a vent hood above, so anytime there's any kind of steam, my Nest Protect decides to let me know that there's smoke in the house, even though there's really not. So, anyways, there's that. So we're just gonna continue to just brown the rice.
Now what do you need now?
I don't need anything yet, but
And you still need egg in it.
because the rice needs to get a little toasty, and it's not toasty yet.
Like orange?
No, not like orange, like toasty, like brown.
Oh yeah, like toast. Like toast, huh?
Alright, so once your rice gets to this color right here, I go ahead and add in my water. So I'm going to add 1 bottle of water. And 1 more. My tomato sauce, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna add about 3/4 of the can. I'm also gonna add some minced garlic.
That's right that you call it?
Yeah. And I'm gonna add a spoonful of chicken bouillon.
Did that taste that flavor too?
Yeah, you have. You've tasted it all. So the chicken bouillon, the same one that we've been using for the birria. And I'm gonna also add in a spoonful of the tomato bouillon. Is it focusing? Do you wanna help me get a spoon? Just pull it out. A spoonful like that. Good job. All right, you want me to put it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we need some salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna put in a pinch of pepper. 2 pinches.
There you go, Mom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And 2 pinches of salt. Maybe 3.
3.
And then we're just gonna add some cilantro to it. You don't have to. I prefer cilantro in mine. I know some people don't use it, but that's just my preference. So I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. And I'm gonna reduce my heat to a low heat. And I'm gonna cover it. I don't think I have a lid for this pot, so I'm just gonna use this one. So the trick with rice is once you have put all your ingredients, you don't mix it, not until it's done. So we'll just wait and see. All right guys, so while we're waiting for the rice to cook, I'm gonna check our birria. It's been about 30 minutes since I last checked it. The carrots still need a little bit more time. I mean, they can do, but. And the birria, definitely, if we give it another 30 minutes, like it's already starting to fall off, just like this. But I feel if I give it the extra 30 minutes that I normally do, it's just gonna be perfect. So check back with me in 30 minutes. All right, guys, so it is now 4 hours later, and if you saw that, that's exactly what I was talking about. That's how I like for my beef to be, to just tear off like that. So now I'm just gonna put it on a cutting board and chop it all up, and then we will make some tacos.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind, but I will make you forget.
Alright guys, so the meat is completely done. If y'all saw me chop it up, it was completely like fall to pieces. It was so tender. So now I'm just gonna start making the tacos. So the way that I make my tacos is I get about a spoonful of the broth of the consomme, and I put it in a bowl, and then I put some of the chili oil in the bowl also. I don't put it all because I do like to top some of it with it, and I don't want to contaminate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my tortilla. I just got corn tortillas. I use the Mission brand, nothing fancy, it's just what I like. So I'm going to dip that into the chili oil. I have my cast iron pan going with some canola oil. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it now into the consomme. I'm gonna put it into my oil, add some meat, these are mine, so I am gonna put some cabbage on it. I'm gonna put some cilantro, a little bit of onion, and then I'm going to top it up off with cheese. So all I'm going to do now is just fold over the tortilla. Sorry if you hear Avery in the background. He's a dinosaur, or what are you today? So I do like to put a little bit more chili oil on top.
Pirate.
Oh, you're a pirate. Oh, okay. So as that's browning, I'm gonna grab my bowl. Sorry, I thought I heard something here. So I'm gonna grab my bowl, and I'm gonna get some of the consomme. Make sure to get some carrots, a little bit of the onions. Scoop to the bottom to get some of the potatoes. So to the consomme, I'm gonna top it off with cheese and cilantro. I'm gonna set that aside until my taco is ready. Alright guys, so there y'all have it. Here's the consomme. It has some cheese in it. So good. And here's my taco. You have to dip it into the sauce. Little caldito. So good. So if y'all try this recipe, please tag me in your pictures, your videos, whatever y'all do, because I want to know what y'all thought of it. Until next time, guys, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, like and share, and be looking out for some more giveaways, because there's going to be more Coming soon.